There you go.
Okay. Marie's backtracking real quick.
So I found
Hang on,
that.
yes, sorry, yes.
So this is my big business tip. Are you ready?
Yes.
It's very woo-woo. So
Yes.
close your ears if you're like, that doesn't work. But I tell you it does. So every time you get a payment in, you bless it. You say, may it return to you tenfold. So you're invested in receiving it, but you're also invested in sending that blessing back to the person who paid you and that they receive it tenfold. And guess what?
It works. Yay.
And it's very simple. And I do it all the time. And my business has grown. So, something to do, something to think about. When you receive a money, I used to go, they've paid me. And now I go, thank you. And I write a message back to them and I say, thank you. With blessings, may you receive it back tenfold.
Nice.
And that's my tip.
I really like that one. Really like that one. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
So do I. Yeah.
May you receive your money that you send.
I like simple and easy and powerfully effective.
Yes.
That's good.
It's really nice.
I keep forgetting to do the little break, but then I thought, I'll wait this time. So over to you, Misty, or do you want me to say the other?
No, I can do that part.
Okay.
Let me just find. Where's Jackie?
Well, I can talk while you're doing that bit.
I got her.
Thank you. No, we're good. Yes, that's right. I've got Kathy as co-host in the back end to spotlight us. Okay, every week at Business at Breakfast, the second seating, one of the members gets the opportunity to share with the group further insights into their business or enlighten the group a little bit more about themselves. The member can use the time to problem solve or seek assistance or advice from the group as a collective. The time is theirs to use however they would like. Today we have the wonderful Tammy Horton from Phoenix Initiative. Tammy lives in Canberra, Australia, so the capital of Australia. And is a passionate advocate for mental health and resilience transformations. With a diverse background in mental health education, coaching, and suicide prevention, Tammy is on a mission to ignite the flames of hope and empowerment in the hearts of those facing adversity, both big and small. Recognizing that life's challenges come in various forms, she sees adversity as not just the big stuff, but also the everyday struggles that shape our journeys. As a mental health educator and suicide coach, Tammy specializes in guiding individuals through both the monumental trials and the subtle shifts that mark major changes and rites of passage in their lives. Her unique approach, rooted in the imagery of the phoenix, embodies qualities of passion, resilience, and unwavering determination. With a focus on strengthening understanding, inspiring courage, and igniting dynamic evolution, she empowers her clients to rewrite their narratives, embrace their true selves, and embark on transformative journeys towards a brighter future. Through her work, Tammy seeks to break the silence surrounding mental health, to revolutionize resilience and offer a beacon of hope, connection, and belonging for those in need. With that, Tammy, you can take it away. You've got up to 8 minutes. I can set a timer. Kathy normally has one, but I think we're in good time here, so you're good. And you're on mute.
Screen's up. All right. Can all hear me now?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah. All right. Fantastic. All right. Hello, everyone. So today I do want to share with you a little bit of that story of the thing that has been inspiring me for a number of years now, and that is of the phoenix. So it is, if you don't know, it's a mythical creature that rises up from the ashes, and it embodies transformation and renewal. But what if we could tap into that same power within ourselves? So the truth is we all have this potential to rise up from our limitations and to achieve absolutely incredible things. But how do we unlock this potential? How do we become the best version of ourselves, not just professionally, but personally as well? Well, the answer to this lies in a powerful mindset, something that I call the Phoenix mind. There are 6 life principles and 4 core practices that are a part of the Phoenix mind. So I'm going to quickly take you through these. So the first one is being passionate. Live as if you're on fire from within. Now, passion is the thing that drives us. It's when we're passionate about something, it ignites this spark and it fuels our dedication and our creativity and our drive to succeed. The second of the principles is hopeful. Once you choose hope, anything's possible. So life throws us curveballs sometimes, but a hopeful outlook allows us to see those challenges as opportunities. The third of the principles is being young at heart, and this is all about being open to new experiences and developing a beginner's mind. So curiosity is the engine of innovation, and so by embracing a growth mindset and staying open to new ideas, we unlock new possibilities and keep ourselves sharp for what comes at us. The next one is noetic. Now, not too many people know what this word is, but it's all about our inner wisdom and our intuition. So we've got to start to trust that, because we're wiser than we actually think. This thing up in our head often gets in the way. So let's start to pay attention to our intuition. The next of them is indomitable. Be brave, strong and determined. So the road to success is never smooth, but an indomitable spirit that embraces perseverance and courage allows us to overcome anything that comes our way. And the last one is extraordinary, which is why fit in when you were born to stand out. So we all possess unique talents and perspectives. And so by adopting this extraordinary mindset, we actually open up the space for inclusiveness for other people as well. And it allows people to contribute their own brand of extraordinary to the world. But how do we translate these life principles into action? Well, that's where the Phoenix Mind practices come into play. And this is designed to take what your potential and turn it into reality. So the first of the practices is mastery. So deep down, we all crave the sense of achievement and accomplishment. And so this mastery emphasizes continuous learning and growth, and it's about setting goals towards that learning and growth. But then we also need to take that learning, because knowledge is power, and put those learnings into practice. So this is what the illumination practice is all about. So this encourages to take what we've learned and put it into action. And then the third of the mastery techniques, is nurturing. And this goes beyond self-care. This is all about taking care of all aspects of your life. So it's your passions, your relationships, your overall well-being, because when we look after ourselves, we have the energy to transform and to be resilient. And then the last of the practices is dreaming. So don't underestimate the power of dreams. So envision your future and dream big, because it's in those big dreams that anything is absolutely possible. So that's the Phoenix Mind in a very, very quick nutshell. Now, who do I help? Well, I work with people who are feeling stressed out, overwhelmed about everyday life issues, people who are struggling with their mental well-being, and all of this stuff is getting in the way of people living their best lives. Particularly, I want to work with leaders at the moment, because when we have leaders who are adopting this Phoenix Mind process, they can actually start to develop a culture of psychological safety, because they're going to start to feel safe themselves. So I have my 8-week results fire starter program. Now, this takes you through a set framework that ensures that you gain clarity on your current situation and your desired outcome. It helps you understand your worldview and how it impacts on your actions. And it also helps you to develop accountability for implementing new habits and achieving success. It is a very dynamic process. There's lots of techniques involved in that. And I'd like to it's $837 for the 8 sessions. If you pay up front, I will give you a discount of 10%. But if you pay on a payment plan or per session, it's $837. All right, I want to give you a taste of what you may experience, and I've got 2 minutes to get this in. So let's do a little bit of digging to find out what your values are. So hopefully you all have a piece of paper. If you don't, you can go back and watch the recording later on. So we're going to dig and find out what your values are. Now, I'm going to ask you a series of questions that comes up with the acronym of SPADE, because we're digging, right? So for each of the questions I ask you, I want you to write down the first three things that come to mind for you as the answers to the question. So the first one is F. So what do you like to talk about? What do you like to share with other people? If someone could give you a platform and you could talk for hours, what are three things that you would talk about nonstop? For me, it's mental health, resilience, and neuroscience. I'll talk about those for weeks on end if you give me the chance. So write down three things that come to mind for that. The next one is ponder. When you're alone in your bed, or you're sitting at a bus stop, or you've got a few moments, what ideas do you like to contemplate at a deeper level? Maybe it's spirituality, maybe it's how can you coach better, but whatever it is, what do you like to ponder or contemplate at a deeper level? So write down three things for that. The next one is analyze. What do you love to research? So what if I looked at your Google history, what would I see? Or if I jumped into your version of ChatGPT, what would you be chatting with ChatGPT about? What are the top three things? Again, mine's mental health, resilience, neuroscience. Pretty much all of mine are the same. The next one is develop. What skills do you like to develop? What ones are you working on at the moment? For me, it's always about how can I coach better, how can I educate better, and how can I speak better. So those are the skills that I'm developing all the time. And the last one is what experience do you have, or what expertise do you have? What do people come to you for? What are you known for? We know Misty is the sales trainer, right? We know that she's the person that we go to for that. So what are three things that you have experience in? So hopefully now you have 15 answers written down, and I want you to have a look at those 15 answers and pick one thing from each of the categories. So one thing from SPADE, one thing from ponder, one thing from analyze, one thing from develop, and one thing from experience, the one that stands out the most for you. And then you've got a little homework to do. I then want you to think about what your current goal is. What are you working towards at the moment? And then ask yourself this question at least 10 times for each of those 5 things. How can what I share give me more of my current goal? How can what I ponder give me more of my current goal? How can what I analyze give me more of my current goal? And do that for each of those 5, at least 10 times for each. And you'll start to find that your goal will start to materialize a bit faster. That's a very quick snapshot of just one of the techniques I'll take you through in the 8-week fire starter program. So here are my contact details. If you would like to reach out to me for a one-to-one, or you would like to investigate the fire starter program, the QR code is there, which will take you through to my calendar. The strategy session is called a Soul Spark strategy session. So you can book in for one of those that takes 45 minutes. Or if you'd just like to book in for a one-to-one and learn a bit more, happy to have a chat anytime. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Tammy. I was on mute. Thank you. Who has some questions for Tammy? Yes, Diane.
I don't really have any questions. I just have to say that was absolutely fabulous, Tammy, and just so clear and on point. And it's amazing actually how, for each question that it's pretty much the same answers.
Yeah.
That
was really
really
you will quite often, you'll quite often find that you'll get similar answers for each of them. Yeah, Jackie.
Thanks, Tammy. I echo Diane there. It was a brilliant presentation. I love that you gave us a practical example as well. What I'd like to know is, who do you find you attract? How can we refer people to you?
Well, I tend to attract people who are a little bit outside of the box. People that don't necessarily fit in other places, and potentially that's people who are neurodiverse, particularly people who are newly diagnosed as being neurodiverse, because they're people who are neurodiverse, their brains think a little bit differently. And I also attract people who are also in kind of this wellness self-development space as well, because they like to learn new techniques. But who I'm targeting right now is leaders of organisations who work with other people who may be experiencing some biopsychosocial distress of some kind. And because I want to train those leaders up to embody this being a phoenix, so that they can then impart that to everybody else. Thanks for the question.
Joanne.
Tammy, thank you for that. It was really good. I really was interested in it. But just to show you that I've got it's been longer than 3 seconds since you told me, so I've forgotten what you actually said. What did the D stand for? I got share, ponder, analyze, something.
Develop.
Develop.
Develop. So that's what skills do you like to develop? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I knew you'd know. Thank you. I found it really interesting. Thank you.
Excellent. Tammy normally gives us a lot to think about when she does a talk. And when she does, and notice she's given us a lot of information in a very short amount of time, which then makes us sit there going, oh, I hadn't thought of that. And now I'm sure I have some questions. I'm not sure what the questions are, because we're busy thinking about what it is that you've given us to think about, Tammy, which does make it difficult. So what can often happen is later questions will come to you and go, why? Why didn't you come out in that moment? So that's a good opportunity to catch up for a one-to-one when that happens with Tammy.
Yeah. Yep. Happy to have a chat, but be aware I like to talk, so it will take an hour.
They're the good ones.
There's some of us that also like to talk, so we might have to put 2 hours aside.
Yeah. Jackie and I have known Tammy for a long time, because we both live in Canberra, so we've been networking with Tammy for quite some time. It's great to have you back out in these circles, because I know that you've moved around a bit, so it's always good to have you out. Does anyone else have a question for Tammy?
No.
You've given us a lot to think about today, Tammy.
I know. Book in the one-to-ones, shoot me an email if you've got a question, connect with me on all the socials. Some of the answers may be on there, but yet let's book in for a one-to-one. Let's have a chat.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, Jackie.
Yeah, be careful, Tammy and I, when we start chatting, it takes a long time, and I often forget what I'm supposed to be doing. What I also want to compliment Tammy on is on her technical skills. She's got heaps of funnels and things in place. You saw her presentation, so ask her questions there too. Not for her to do it for you, to direct you to the right places.
Yeah. And if you want to learn how to speak, I also connected to Speakers Tribe. We run monthly gatherings. So if you're interested, we've got a gathering next Wednesday night at 6:30. So if you would like details, shoot me a message and I'll shoot you an invite.
In regards to targeting leaders, so it's basically people who are in charge of a larger group of people. So let's take Business at Breakfast as an example. 120 here this year. So that would make good sense. And Kathy knows from being over at HMP, there's always a lot over there. But HMP has, so we have a speaker spot here like this. HMP doesn't do it quite the same over there. So what sort of leaders should we be looking for? Is it networking leaders like this setup? What is it?
So it's leaders of organizations who support other humans who are experiencing distress. So that could be lawyers, financial accountants. It could be leaders of organisations like Salvation Army or any kind of community service organisation. Basically, anyone who deals with another human being who's in some form of distress is the leaders of those organisations. And it doesn't have to be the very top leader either. It can be aspiring leaders. It can be the middle level management. It could be people in the public service who are working in health or in employment or education. So it's the leaders that have impact on others who may be experiencing distress.
Yep.
And let's face it, in the world today, at least 50% of the population are experiencing some kind of mental health concern, and half of those people are not getting any help. So it's really any leader of any organisation, but it's particularly the ones that focus on helping other humans is where I'm targeting at the moment.
Okay, you know what's come to mind now? Well, you don't, but I'm going to tell you. So do you follow the Barefoot Investor?
Yes.
Have you ever seen his newsletter? What is it that he is now? He's a financial, what does he suggest when people are in financial distress? 2 seconds, I'm going to look it up, right?
Yeah,
There's
so
it's the financial ombudsman or something.
No,
a
no,
financial
there's
crisis advisor. It's a
no,
free service, isn't it?
yeah, it is.
yeah, Care Financial is one of them.
He said it in, he usually says it in every newsletter. I'm going to look it up. And says, because it's what he is now. And I can't think of the term, nature, financial hardship, national debt helpline, financial. He's always talking about financial hardship, but there's a group of particular financial planners that work in the space of those, and that's what comes to mind when you were saying that, as well as those sort of people that work with, those in financial hardship, because they are stressing out beyond belief. Whether they've gone through a fire or it's just because prices have gone up, and if they've lost a job or they're living with someone who, so it seems to be a lot lately that has been coming through his newsletter where they've discovered that their partner has been a gambler, but they weren't completely aware of it. And in these stressful times that can happen, when you become stressed, is there an easier or faster way to get the money? And of course, once you go down that line of gambling a little bit, you're trying to get back that little bit that you got back, and now it becomes overblown as well. So that sort of came to mind. I'll think of the name.
Yeah, and what we know is when people are in financial distress, thoughts of suicide increase, and in any kind of economic hard times, we've seen suicide rates go up, and it's a historical trend. So we do have a lot of people in distress right now.
Yep, absolutely. Well, thank you, Tammy, for being our speaker today. And thank you, audience, for participating and getting involved in the conversation. Like we said, Tammy's available for one-to-ones, and when this gets put up on YouTube as well, contact details will be there. So for those who are watching via YouTube, you will actually get to go down to the description and find her contact details. Where are you easily found, Tammy?
I'm on all the socials: LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. So any of the socials, if you look up my name, but make sure you spell it TAMMIE. And if you look up Phoenix Initiative, make sure you spell it PHYNIX. Any of those two words and you'll come up with me. I'm everywhere.
And basically look for it's usually a cartoon with wings, purple. Just look for something purple, a bit like Kathy Weaver. Look for something purple, look for wings, and you tend to find that's Tammy that's sitting on the other side. Excellent. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you so much.